Creating a brand strategy, there's a lot of work in it. It's 100% worth the effort. There are so many common misconceptions about what constitutes a brand strategy. Building a great brand takes time, effort, and consideration. And essentially, when you do it, you have an encyclopedia for everything in your business. Brand strategy. The BS you'll want in your business. I kid you not, right? The majority of businesses waste a ton of money on marketing, and the most common cause of this is that they're unable to communicate their purpose clearly because they have no defined brand strategy. How are clients supposed to figure out what you do, why they should work with you, if you can't clearly communicate who you are, what you do, or why you're doing it? Brand strategy is not about how you design your brand so it looks great on your website, or you have a gorgeous logo, or you look cool on social media. Brand strategy is the only BS you will actually want in your business. And if you don't know that you want it, you may need it and not even realize that that's what it is. Why? Because brand strategy helps you achieve your business plan. Your brand strategy determines how you'll differentiate your business and influence people's perception of you. So if you're a business owner and you want to stand out and you want to increase your market share, then brand strategy is one of the foundational things that will help you get there. So why else might you want this? Well, think of it like this. People don't necessarily buy the best programs, products, or services. They buy the ones that they can relate to, the ones that make them feel good. They buy the ones that they can understand quickly, that are easy to do business with, that are hassle-free, that don't incur any stress when they go about starting on the journey. That's what people want. So it's not about the programs, products, or services that are best. It's about the ones that are easiest. And that is what brand strategy is about. So despite common misconceptions, it's not about a logo or a website. I swear to God, if I had a cent for every time somebody said that to me, I would be a millionaire sitting on my Todd doing nothing. Brand strategy, it's not the promise you make to your clients or the reach, the impressions or touch points you've created with your clients as part of your marketing strategy. It's not the colors you use or which social media platform you're on. Brand strategy and branding is the gut feeling that your clients have about you. So if you're the brand, it's the feeling about you. If your business is the brand, it's the feeling about the programs, products, or services you offer, your employees, your visual appearance, and so much more. Your clients get those feelings then when they see, hear, think, or touch things that are associated with your brand. Memories are the result, and those memories can impact your reputation. Your brand is your reputation, but it's not what you think your reputation is, it's what your clients and prospective clients say it is. Marty Neumeier, who I call the grandfather of branding, rightly or wrongly, Marty says your brand isn't what you say it is, it's what they say it is. So what does a brand strategy do? It sets the foundation for all of your branding and marketing. It's a way to create the reputation that you want intentionally. It differentiates your business from others in the market by visual identity, tone, personality, the programs, products, or services that you decide to create, the customer experiences that you create, the culture internally, the purpose of your brand, and every other aspect of your business. In the same vein, your brand strategy impacts your business's culture, even when you're a solopreneur. As your team grows and expands, they too create a vibe or a feeling that your clients sense. By factoring your values and your brand strategy into interviews for new hires, you're going to be better able to keep the vibe going in the way that you want it to go. Coaches, entrepreneurs, and small business owners, they often overlook brand strategy when their business is snowballing. And then That's exactly when they need to hire for help. But what can happen is when they're not clear on their brand strategy, sometimes they end up making a bad hire as a result. So the very fact that the business is snowballing is because of the incredible brand and reputation that you've already built. And when your brand strategy is really clear, and you're really clear on it, perhaps you were well able to tell your business's story already. But if you haven't defined it, it's like trying to make a carbon copy of yourself so that other people in your business can provide the exact same feeling in others, that they can create that gut instinct from others who deal with your brand. If you can't create a carbon copy of yourself and you haven't defined that, it's very difficult for others to be able to replicate you. So, what is included in a brand strategy? Well, here are the primary elements: purpose, vision, mission, values. Right? Those are the primary elements. I'm going to go through each one today in this episode. So get your pen and paper ready, download this episode, save it, make sure you've got this to hand. So when you're sitting down to look at your business and your brand, you've got the exact questions that you need and the exact guide that you need to be able to define it. So purpose. The primary element of a strong brand strategy is the purpose. It's the why behind the business. It's your business's raison d'être, the reason for being. That's my fantastic French accent. A business's purpose is generally linked to the business making money and a more significant ideology beyond that, where the business impacts the world somehow. So, a way to phrase this is, what is your reason for being beyond making money? Verne Harnish, he did some research where he basically said that when your team tune in with your purpose, that research that he conducted shows that they will actually give you 40% more discretionary effort. And I mean, I don't know how many times I've heard business owners say to me, Deirdre, oh, they just don't get it. They don't understand what it's like to be a business owner. And, as a business owner, your business is your baby. And when you hire people in and they're just not giving that effort that you give every single day to every single client and every single interaction, it can be frustrating. But this comes back to Verne Harnish's research, right? If you hire people who are aligned with your purpose, they are much more likely to put in that effort. So, a great way to help you figure out what your purpose is to read Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, or his TED Talk on the same topic. I've got a really great exercise that I run through with clients when we are doing some brand strategy work. And it's akin to what Simon Sinek does, but it is much deeper than that, I think. And so my clients tell me. But yeah, okay, so that is your brand purpose. Vision is next. So the brand's vision refers to its aspirations and how it wants to see itself in the future. It speaks to what your business will achieve. A great brand will articulate and embody a clear direction and point of view on what its purpose is destined to achieve. So a clear brand will look into the future and determine where they're going. It's kind of like pointing to the horizon and saying, that's where we're going. They'll look internally to ensure they're not straying from that future vision, and then to ensure that everything they're doing keeps them on track. It's kind of like a compass. So to help you get clarity in your brand vision, consider at a high level what you will accomplish due to your purpose. A great article that I read on this, it was Building Your Company's Vision by James C. Collins and Jerry Porras. James Collins, you might remember from the book Good to Great. So there was a Harvard Business Review article. That's where you'll find this vision in. Building Your Company's Vision, it's called. Okay, mission is next. Your brand's mission is the plan of how you will fulfill your purpose and vision whilst staying true to your values. And we're going to touch on your values in a moment, so hold on. But your mission can be what differentiates you from your competition, because your how is unique to you. Your how might define your unique framework or roadmap. And often with a mission, there's going to be a time frame, right? So sometimes a mission might sound like a SMART goal, those specific, measurable, is it attainable, achievable? I can't recall off the top of my head, realistic and time bound goals, right? So often a mission statement will be SMART. It can be the time frame, as I say, over which you're going to help your clients, or it could be the time scale by which you're going to achieve your company vision. So, for example, by 2030, this is going to be the best podcast about marketing and entrepreneurship and business on Apple, Stitcher, you name it, right? So that could be what my mission is. So you've got to break down what your mission is by considering the following, right? So I'm going to give you 5 steps here now. Get your pen and paper ready. Who is your target audience? What is the timeline for the delivery or achievement of your vision? What is the delivery method? What problem will it solve for your target audience? And what is the destination for your mission? Okay, values. Your brand values are the beliefs or characteristics that shape the culture of your business and influence behaviors and decisions. When I was writing the book Customer Experience 4, the chapter that I contributed to the best-selling book Customer Experience 4, let me just drop that in there. I did a lot of research on culture, essentially, and one of the things that I read was a survey conducted by the World Economic Forum across 25 countries. And an average of 70% of the respondents from that survey said that they would buy from brands they believe reflect their principles. So, values are sometimes called guiding principles. So, to help you with identifying your values or guiding principles, so that 70% of people might buy from you, ask yourself these questions. Number 1, what is important and meaningful to me? Number 2, what beliefs would I be willing to stand up against others for? Number 3, what behavior do I value so much that I become very passionate when I speak about it? Number 4, what behaviors do I demonstrate or believe are essential when deciding on things within my business? And number 5, for any values that you're considering for your brand, aim to articulate them by doing this little exercise. So it's a 3-step exercise, right? So A, write out one sentence to provide some context that explains your values. B, add to that sentence an example of how you'd like to see that value demonstrated in reality. And what I mean by that is, imagine you're creating a performance review for a team member and you want them to be able to demonstrate that they lived by your brand's values. What does an example of that actually look like? That's what I'm talking about here. And C, outline what action or behavior would be the opposite of that value and be completely unacceptable in your business. One client that I did this exercise with, they said that every business should do this exercise because it was eye-opening to them internally in their brand. And this was a team of about 50 employees. They said this, of everything we did, was one of the things they'll take away with them forever. So I encourage you to do exactly the same. Other core elements in a brand strategy are your customer's identity, like who will you serve to achieve your business goals and objectives, your core aims, what's the business aspiring to achieve and how, the design, the brand's visual identity, which will be attractive to clients, the programs, products, services, frameworks, blueprints, paths, whatever you like to call them, how you will fulfill your purpose, your delivery method as such, your story, the message that your brand portrays, in which you invite your ideal clients into a story with your business. Competitive awareness, understanding who your competitors are so you can differentiate your brand from them and stay ahead of the curve. Brand archetype. This is a method that you can use to decipher your brand's personality, behavior, tone, and that of your ideal clients. Consistency, ensuring that each element of your brand works in harmony with the rest over time. Emotion, determining the emotional impact and benefits of what your brand delivers. Flexibility, being open to trying new things. Loyalty, finding ways to deliver experiences that are so exceptional you'll never lose a client again. Right? So there's a lot in there. Brand strategy is, as you can see, way more than just a website and a logo. In case you missed that long list of all of the core elements of a brand strategy, check out the link in the show notes below where you can download your brand strategy checklist. So, why do I need one? You might be thinking. Well, let me ask you, why do you need a business plan? Why do you set business goals? Just as you map out a business plan before you start your business, you need to develop a strong brand strategy for your business. And so, how to determine whether you have a strong brand strategy is really go back and ask yourself all of those things I've just listed there that should be included, the core elements in a brand strategy. Do you have them? And if not, now is the time to start to implement one. So a good brand strategy will contain all of those elements, and each element will have been carefully considered and researched. One of my brand strategy idols, Denise Leon, she says that there are 7 brand building principles that separate the best brands from the rest. And these include that great brands start inside. So, for example, like primary brand elements outlined above, they are literally so clear internally. And so then when they start to be portrayed externally, there's no ambiguity about them whatsoever. Great brands avoid selling. They speak to emotions and benefits while inviting people into a story with them. Great brands ignore trends. They don't jump on every fad or, put out every TikTok that's available at the moment just because it's the latest thing. They don't do that. They give careful consideration before changing their business as usual, their BAU operations. They anticipate and advance cultural movements, connecting internal primary brand elements to create their future and vision. Great brands don't chase customers. They use storytelling, visual identity, and experience design to become magnetic. Great brands don't sweat the small stuff. A little bit. They sweat the small stuff a lot. They value each customer and demonstrate this at each touch point. They are in pursuit of perfection in this regard. Great brands commit and stay committed to their primary brand elements and their ideal clients. And great brands never have to give back because they start with the end purpose in mind. Do you remember I said it's that what is your brand about beyond making money? These brands never have to give back because they're making the world a better place. They are inspiring widespread change in some way. So let's summarize. Creating a brand strategy, there's a lot of work in it. It's 100% worth the effort and then some. There are so many common misconceptions about what constitutes a brand strategy. Building a great brand takes time, effort, and consideration. And essentially, when you do it, you have an encyclopedia for everything in your business. You must be consistent for your brand to generate the results your business would like. You can get more information around brand strategy by downloading my 3-step plan to choosing your brand colours. I'll share the link in the show notes below. And please let me know, what are your thoughts about brand strategy? Have you learned something new from this episode? Thanks as always for tuning in to the Master Your Business podcast. Please give the show a review and subscribe to be the first to hear future shows. Have a great rest of your day.